So what are your projects?
Well, we put a show together to promote the album. It's really a drag sometimes when bands have to do just promotion and then go back and put a show together. So what happened was, it was kind of a fluke, but our manager, Louis Kovac, kind of promised KROQ, radio station here in Los Angeles, that we would play this acoustic Christmas benefit show in December. So he calls me up and says, Warren, it's really important that you guys do this show, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Louis, we're supposed to be going to Australia next week to make a video. You know, how the hell are we going to do it? He goes, well, you'll have 8 days now, and you'll have 4 days when you get back, and you know, you could do those last 4 days in LA, you rehearse the 8 days in London. I said, yeah, but you know, it's like, how long do we have to play? He said, well, you have to play at least 40 minutes because they want you to headline. This is a show like David Byrne, Seal, EMF, all these other bands playing, you know, just David Byrne with an acoustic guitar, and, you know. So I said, okay, Louis, if you're serious, man, as soon as I hang up this phone, I'm going to start working on it. He said, I'm serious. I hung up the phone, I went down to the living room and just started rewriting and visualizing in my head what, because Nick had suggested that we use a string section, so we had 2 violinists and a cello player, a percussionist, John on acoustic bass, me on acoustic guitar, Simon, and a backing singer. And I was picturing, and Nick was going to play his keyboards. I was picturing what we can do in an ensemble like that would make the old songs work, and which new songs would lend themselves best to that format. And I nailed it, man. In 3 days, I had written all these arrangements for the strings, for the guitar. Mainly, it was written on the guitar, and I was singing the string parts. I knew what I wanted the strings to do. And in 12 days rehearsal with the whole band, we did the shows in Los Angeles, and it was 70 minutes of music. It wasn't 40. So I kind of, I did it a little bit more than I thought. Some of the songs, like Hungry Like the Wolf, is like an epic. It's got 3 tempo changes in it. The chauffeur starts out with this kind of Philip Glass kind of violin stuff with a very kind of esoteric ambient
Are you actually
keyboards.
giving the band, Duran Duran Band, a new direction, a different direction, music direction?
Yeah, I think since the band was, as a writing team, was guitarless for 2.5 years, I think once I started writing songs with them, and you have a guitar player's influence in the music, it's gonna change it immensely, especially if it's someone like me who uses atmospheres of guitar, not just standard, you know, kind of power chord kind of things, or typical kind of guitar riff things. I'm always looking for a twist on something, and you know, a lot of times when I just play something with my huge rack, it has so much melody in it and groove in it. If I'm doing something with delays or with harmonizers, you know, it lends itself to a composition very easily, and a lot of times people go, oh yeah, let's do that, you know. Now, with the acoustic kind of thing, and there's a lot of acoustic guitar on this album, and with this acoustic show we're doing, I think I'm bringing out a side of this band that they didn't even know that they had, you know. There's no tapes, there's no sequences, there's nothing. We're all playing everything live. There's nothing keeping time. It's just the drummer, me, the bass player, keeping time. It's very different, and we're having the best time doing it. It's so much fun playing music like this. It's almost like if we walked into a club and there was a band playing and they went, oh, Duran Duran's here, come on, boys, and play us a song. We would do it. It's not like, oh, I need my rack, and oh, Nick, oh, well, we don't have the backing tapes for this, and you know.
Turned on the lights, the TV, and the radio. Still I can't escape the ghost of you. What has happened to it all? Crazy summer say.
Paul McCartney presented his new album, you know, Off the Ground. It was just like, he was explaining the way he taped the album, you know, they record the album. You know, he was saying that, he feel like, he remembered the best time he was spending in studio. It was in the, you know, in the middle of the Beatles, you know, where him and John used to go in the studio, you know, and actually make demos inside the studio of the songs, just with the, you know, the piano or with the acoustic guitar, you know, and use that demo to build up all the songs. Yeah. Not like they used to do now, you know, that when you know, go to the studio, you start with the, you know, with the drum kit, you know, you do the sounds, different kind of things, you know. he was mentioning that that way of playing or to create an album is not real.
Yeah.
You know, so it looks like it's more like enjoying playing it.
Exactly. We just want to continue doing this acoustic sort of. Well, it's not totally acoustic. Nick's playing some keyboards, but he's playing natural sounding instruments. He's playing violins and voices and stuff. We just want to continue doing this because the feedback we're getting from like the 4 shows we've done, it's incredible. I mean, the reviews are great. We come off like a rock and roll band. We don't come off like a bunch of guys sitting around and playing acoustic guitars with a little tiny microphone sitting on a stool. We're projecting. We're having a great time. We're running around. But we're playing it on I play this guitar. There's no tricks. It's just a plain old guitar with very heavy strings, very heavy strings. No effects, nothing. It's just pure, and it really works. The songs come across for what they are. The melodies are very evident. They're very melodic. The grooves are great. The chord changes are there to be heavily scrutinized now. There's nothing is hiding in a wash of reverb or string pads. It's all there. We have 3 violinists and 2 violinists and a cello player playing parts. Everything is, it's like a little orchestra, 9-piece band.